Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back for Game 2 of our doubleheader. This time it's the women's team taking on the Algonquin Wolves here at Colts Pitch. My name is Jack Middleton. I'm alongside Dinesh Jabbar. The Centennial Colts coming in off of a loss against Seneca, and luckily enough, the Algonquin Wolves also coming in on a loss against the Seneca Sting last night. So the Algonquin Wolves sitting at 7-1 in second place in the Eastern Division, while the Centennial Colts 6-1 coming off of that loss. A 2-1 loss to Seneca on Wednesday, as they sit now third in the conference coming into this big game against the Algonquin Wolves. Dinesh?
Thank you, Jack. Both teams are among the top three in the conference for the scoring and defending. Centennial's offense has been the most explosive in the league, and Algonquin 32 goals for 7 against only, and Centennial 47 goals and just 4 conceded. A tough loss against Seneca, 2-1. They were winning 1-0, but 2 tough goals, and they're trying to make up for it against a tough opponent. And we'll see. It's shaping up to be a great one, and we'll see how they do. I'll throw it down to Jack for starting lineups. See you guys then.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Colts Pitch here at Progress Campus for today's OCAA women's soccer matchup between the visiting Algonquin Wolves and your Centennial Colts. Introducing first the starting 11 for the visiting Algonquin Wolves, coached by Basil Phillip. A defender wearing number 3, Ashley Woodcock. A midfielder wearing number 5, Mallory Armstrong. A defender wearing number 6, Alyssa Tate. A defender wearing number 9, Olivia Bradley. A striker wearing number 11, Danica Mader. A striker wearing number 16, Kayla Latimer. A midfielder wearing number 17, Cassandra DeCruz. A striker wearing number 21, Jasmine Young. A defender wearing number 24, Mercedes Vaninga. A striker wearing number 25, Alex Obed. And in net for the Algonquin Wolves, number 1, Paige King. And now the starting 11 for your Centennial Colts, coached by Rich Hurst. A forward slash defender wearing number 2, Nayla Rowe. A midfielder slash defender wearing number 4, Emily Cullen. A defender wearing number 5, Emily Duncan. A defender wearing number 7, Elena Kendrick. A midfielder wearing number 12, Elizabeth Mayoni. A forward wearing number 13, Miley DeCock. A forward slash midfielder wearing number 15, Vanessa Lima. A defender wearing number 19, Eldina Horn. A forward slash defender wearing number 21, Simone Christie. A defender wearing number 24, Haley Frampton. And in goal for your Centennial Colts, wearing number 1, Lily Culleton.
That was the starting 11 here for today's game, the Centennial Colts and the Algonquin Wolves. Might as well redo that lineup for the Centennial Colts. Give it to Dinesh Jabbar.
Yeah, we got Lily Culleton in net, Simone Christie left back, Haley Frampton center back, Emily Duncan center back, Aldina Horn right back, Emily Cullen midfielder, Alana Kendrick midfielder, Elizabeth Mayoni center midfield, Nayla Rowe forward, Vanessa Lima forward, and Miley DeCoff forward.
for the Algonquin Wolves. We read it out as well. In net for the Wolves is Paige King. You'll have Ashley Woodcock on the field, as well as Mallory Armstrong, Alyssa Tate, Olivia Bradley, Danica Mader, Kayla Latimer, Cassandra DeCruz, Jasmine Young, Mercedes Vaninga, and Alex Oben for the Algonquin Wolves. It's going to be a fantastic one between the Colts and the Algonquin Wolves. It's hard not to talk about how good these two teams have been. Despite the power three at the top of the standings with the Seneca Sting, who has now beaten both of these teams and taken full control of the Eastern Conference, these two teams still battling for second and third, which is a big spot considering that crossover game going to the playoffs.
Yeah, Jack, you mentioned that, and the Colts, if they win this, they're ahead of Algonquin, so a big game for them, and especially like a powerhouse against the Wolves. This would be a great step up from their loss against Seneca. And, they're going to be pushing on early. Players like Miley DeCoff and their forwards, Natalia Casiello, pushing forward for goals because Algonquin doesn't allow much, and they're just going to have to be very busy and defensively sound.
As the Centennial Colts turn to a couple new bodies in that starting lineup, so Emily Duncan on the back end, Elena Kendrick making her third straight start for the Centennial Colts, and the biggest one yet, we might as well talk about it in net, Lily Culleton taking over that starting spot for what I would believe for the Centennial Colts. She's been unbelievable, plays in 5 games and has 5 clean sheets for the Centennial Colts. So Rich Hurst turns back to Culleton in one of the biggest games she's played in not only this year but in her career in the OCAA.
Yeah, you mentioned a clean sheet for 5 games. Very difficult to do in a league, especially like the OCAA, but she's going to get tested very, very quickly in this game. Algonquin is, like you said, probably her toughest matchup that she's faced. So she's looking forward to keeping that sheet clean. And Paige King is going to be busy early on, playing against players like Miley DeCoff, who's just absolutely ruthless and just tied for goals for the women's OCAA.
Yeah, Miley DeCoff has been unbelievable to start this season. I believe 14 goals for Miley DeCoff. That's going to tie her for the season lead. I would assume that is with Alexis Cordero of the Seneca Sting, but I haven't checked the standings. I wish I have. I wish I have seen the statistics, but tying herself at the top of the table for the Centennial Colts, Miley DeCoff has been unbelievable so far. The Colts always turn her way. You see a lot of play going to the side of the field of Miley DeCoff, and why wouldn't you?
Yeah, tied 13 goals, Miley DeCoff and Cordeo. So looking forward to beating that.
The only other lineup change I would bring forward is that Emily Cullen moves off of the center back position and moves up into a midfield spot as you welcome in Aldina Horn, joining the Fred in the back line. That's a second-year defender for the Colts. She has not started a game yet for Centennial, making her first appearance, and it lets Coach Rich Hurst move people around wherever he wants. He doesn't have to keep Cullen on that back line, be able to move her up to use some offensive skills possibly.
Yeah, the Colts, the best offensive team in the league, 47 goals and just only 4 against. So the coaching staff is not worried at all for the offensive. It will come through. It's just the defense just needs a little step up in certain areas against teams like Algonquin and Seneca.
So the ball far side in front of the Algonquin Wolves bench. It'll be a throw-in for the Wolves. They'll play it upfield. They love to attack quickly, as the men's team does, as we saw with Coach Angus Wong and the men's team earlier, as Miley DeCoff plays it over one defender and cleared away by Mercedes Vaninga on the back end. Frampton plays it quickly into the middle to Cullen, reaching for the ball, and it gets taken away. Cassandra DeCruz plays it upfield onto the feet of Mater, misplays it. Maoni picks it off. Nayla Rowe. Play it back. A misstep from Christie to roll all the way back to Haley Frampton, who now takes control of that back line with Cullen moving up. The Wolves have it. That's Vaninga clearing it away from the oncoming Miley DeCoff. Cullen now has it, far side, gives it to Nayla Rowe.
Yeah, speaking of Cullen, leading the OCAA in assist. So everything is just going her way in that passing area, the playmaking. So look for her to find players like DeCoff.
most likely the reason why Coach Rich Hurst moved her up there. Most of those assists actually coming from the back line. She loves that long ball from the back line over the top, but being able to move her up just gives that a little bit more skill for you as the Wolves have the ball on the foot of Alyssa Tate. Play it back to Woodcock. Woodcock and Bradley play give and go as Lima chases down and takes the ball away on the feet of Kendrick. Lana Kendrick battles, tries to get through two. Wolves defender can't, and Algonquin takes over. Maone, a good challenge, stops the ball, and the pass is picked off by Lima. Vanessa Lima tries to play it to the Koff, caught up in her feet. She'll play it back to Maone. Maone has it into the box. Elizabeth Maone. The cross into the box is cleared away momentarily. The Wolves have it.
Yeah, great step up by Maone. She's a midfielder, but stepped up for that cross-in kick to allow a chance. And Culleton gets their first touch at the game.
She makes that pass. Simone Christie trying to find Nayla Rowe. It's just out of the reach of Rowe, who battles back to deflect the pass. It's going to create some mayhem in the midfield for Algonquin, meaning that Cullen's going to have the ball taken down, a foul, as the Colts will have a free kick. They'll play it quickly. Nayla Rowe.
Yeah, speaking of Emily Cullen, let's talk about Vanessa Lima, right behind her with 5 assists. Centennial has 2 of the top 3 playmakers in the league. So a lot of good chances for the strikers up front.
Meaning you're going to see a lot of those two today in the midfield, trying to make the Algonquin Wolves think a little bit on defense. That different structure on offense is going to fool them. That's probably not what they were looking for. As the Colts turn it the other way, it's Kendrick. Kendrick plays the through ball to Koff. Koff's into the box. The ball rolls out of it as she'll try and cross it. It's blocked. The second attempt is into the hands of goaltender Paige King.
Yeah, the playmaking is going to be there, but a team like the Wolves are just, they have them all over the pre-scout, so other players are going to have to step up, and they will, The whole Colts team is very, very well established, so no worry in that.
Ball works its way all the way back into the hands of Culleton off the header from Kayla Latimer of the Wolves. Culleton will play it out wide to Aldina Horn. Horn stops up, fires it back to Culleton. Culleton goes out wide to Christie. Wolves not pressuring. They are moving that system around. Looks like possibly into a little 3-4-3. Possibly a 3-3-4, depending on where that midfielder goes. So just playing a lot of traps in the midfield. Colts trying to get around it. Lima picks it off, has the ball, controls it, and finds Miley to Koff. To Koff's pass. Back to Cullen, who will clear it over the back line. Running on is Nayla Rowe. Rowe unable to get a clean shot away as the kick will just roll into the hands of King.
Yeah, this Colts team is just absolutely stacked from the goaltender all the way up to the striker. Every player is probably just got to be all over this pre-scout. If you just look at the OCAA statistics, you just see every single player of the Colts just be there. So really good season from them.
It's going to happen when you put up almost 50 goals in 7 games in the OCAA. The Colts have been scoring at high rates. They did it a couple times here, even at home, a 12-0, 17-0 win.
Yeah. Just
keep putting teams away, and they keep scoring. Obviously, they're going to be up on that leaderboard, right? And continue to do so. That sets them up for a bright future heading into the playoffs. Emily Duncan into the midfield to Lima. Quick pass goes out to Kendrick. Kendrick takes some space through the defender's laid to Miley to Koff. It's waved offside on that pass. And the Wolves will take over. Wolves back in play onto the feet of King. King will go out wide. Faninga's pass goes upfield. It's played away by Haley Frampton. And out of play, so an Algonquin throw in just in front of the Colts bench. Throw in, first touch, Rowe. She heads it down to the feet of Cullen, who makes a turn, tries to move up the other way, and is taken down in the midfield for another free kick. Centennial. Pass goes to Simone Christie. They'll go quick to Nayla Rowe. Rowe back to Christie. Try to play some tic-tac-toe with the Koff. The ball turns the other way. Oben Oben in the midfield, shielded by Christie. They'll battle. Oben clears it downfield. First person on it is Horn, who will kick it out of play for another throw-in.
Yeah, let's talk about Alexa Oben. Is Algonquin's danger player. 9 goals, 4 assists. She's been involved in almost every single goal they scored. So look for her to be busy tonight.
Oben gets the first touch. Ball goes into the box. It will roll out of play, and Culleton will have a goal kick.
Yeah, this gives Oben 22 points on the season, 3rd highest in the conference. And she's against players like Seneca and Centennial, so these 3 teams just have absolutely stacked players, which are dangerous, so mistakes cannot be afforded in games like this. Because they do lead on to the playoffs, so you got to be perfect.
Yeah, we mentioned it in the men's game. You only got 3 games left, including this one, so 2 games after tonight. For the Centennial Colts, only 2 more games. Sorry, 1 more game for the Algonquin Wolves is what they have left before playoffs. So a short season concludes basically here with 2 of the best powerhouse teams, as that one is flagged offside, and Culleton will kick it away. Another gorgeous day here in Scarborough, by the way. 28 degrees, barely any wind. I'm sure the girls on field don't agree with me. That sun is shining bright down on this field, but I am in the shade, so I feel great over here.
Might need a water break.
Absolutely. We'll most likely have one with this lovely heat. We had one in the men's game, so the girls will most likely get a breather. I don't see why they wouldn't, as that one just dribbles down to the feet of Culleton, who will pick it up. Throws it out to Haley Frampton. Frampton, Christie back to Frampton. Now as a play, tries to play it up to Rowe. The Colts look a little bit stationary, trying to get out of their own end. Frampton challenges Vaninga. Vaninga's pass, that one's flicked into the box, and Horn into the sky.
That was a great play. Not even letting them come near the box by Horn. But they're going to have to set up for a free kick, and this could be a danger chance for the Wolves with players like Oben just lurking around, and just 3rd in the league in points, so look for her to be covered well.
Wolves on the free kick. The Colts send 3 into the wall. On the free kick is DeCruz. That goes into the box. Off a couple Wolves defenders. It'll stay there for a moment. As Nayla Rowe swings and misses on that kick, trying to clear it this time. She'll do it. Back up the field. It'll go out of play to the Algonquin bench. Just 10 minutes in, no score between the Wolves and the Centennial Colts.
Deep throw in.
Looks like we're going to get another throw in for the Wolves. Far side. We did mention beforehand the Colts coming in off of a 2-1 loss against the Seneca Sting. The Colts actually controlled most of that game, I'm going to be honest. Through 65 minutes, they were leading 1-0. And a couple lapses in defense, couple mistakes, you would say.
Yeah.
Ended up into the back of the net. And that's what good teams do to you, and the Colts just lost all their momentum after that, losing that game. The same thing goes for the Algonquin Wolves. I believe coming in after their game yesterday against the Seneca Sting was a 4-1 loss on the part of the Algonquin Wolves. Now coming in after going off. Seneca is just a powerhouse, and actually was talking to one of the trainers over in the Algonquin side. That field is just such a big advantage for Seneca. If nobody's seen it, Newnham Field over there is wide. It's huge. It is a massive field.
I did not know that.
It is probably, you take half of this field and add it to the side of the field. That is how massive that field is, and it plays well for Seneca. Obviously, they can spread it out, and they practice every day. They got the cardio to work on that field. So that team is such a powerhouse every single year, and it shows here. You had 3 undefeated teams going into the 7th game of the year for everybody, and Seneca does quick and easy work with both of the other 2 undefeated teams, right?
Yeah, they just make you pay off of basically nothing. They can just create chances off of nothing, and that's what they did. They forced the other team to make an error, and they just score off of chances like that. They don't really even need to create anything when you got players like Cordeo, who's just absolutely having another phenomenal season.
You can't stop talking about this thing. They even have Marlene Sawula, who was technically a rookie in the OCAA last year, came off a couple years in the OUA at Ontario Tech, and has been an elite goal scorer. She was the best goal scorer last year in the league for Seneca, and then you add Cordero, who's starting to find the back of the net for the Sting. I don't see a reason why they're not the scariest team in the OCAA.
Yeah.
And that's why this number 2 spot is so important for these two teams. That 2 spot doesn't have to touch Seneca in the playoffs until you hit the finals. So you need to get that 2 spot, and that's where we're going with this. This game is ever so important for both of these teams. Get that 2 spot and you avoid the best team maybe in the country.
I'm assuming for the women's it's probably going to be the same like the men's. They versus opposite divisions,
Correct.
right?
Yeah, so the playoff, if you missed out in the first time, used to be a crossover in a crossover in the second round. You would play in your own conference for the first. They have changed that. You're going to cross over first. You're going to play the other side of the table in the first round, and then it's going to play out like a regular playoff matchup does. So it's so important to get as high as possible, because the other side of the table, like in the men's side, has always been the better side with teams like Humber, St. Clair. They're always powerhouses in every sport, doesn't matter what it is. So you want to avoid all those good teams as much as possible, especially in the first round.
Yeah.
Colts have the ball just about into the 14th minute. They've been hemmed into their own end so far. So the Wolves just playing a little trap. The Colts moving side to side on system, but in my opinion look a little bit stationary so far, as that one's played out for an Algonquin throw-in.
Yeah, we give the Colts defense a lot of credit, but Algonquin's defense is ridiculous as well. Only 7 goals against, so just averaging less than a goal against. So look for them. Look for this not to be a high-scoring game for both sides.
The throw-in headed into the middle of the field. Up is Serena McDonald, who just checked into the game. Will chase down the ball to Koff as well. Getting away from it was the Algonquin player, who tries to make a pass and falls over, turns it over. Horn looking for Lima. That's picked off by the Wolves defender. Kendrick, shoulder-to-shoulder tackle. What a good tackle as Kendrick gets by another. Kendrick gets by a third, and that ball ends up out of play for an Algonquin throw-in. The throw-in by the Wolves. First touch goes to Algonquin, but eventually finds it onto the feet of Elizabeth Mayoni. McDonald in the midfield, looking for Kendrick. Finds Kendrick, that one's on. Kendrick gets by Woodcock. The cross goes into the box to DeKoff, and that's played away. Possibly out of play. It is out of play for a corner Centennial.
Yeah, we talked about their defense just earlier, and you just see DeKoff gets a lane in the box, but just covered by 2 people. Immediately, the defense just absolutely not letting the goalie make a chance of a save. And Paige King, very excellent 30-year goalie out of South Carleton. Emily Cullen to make a corner kick. This is where Centennial's most effective.
The corner goes into the box. It's low. Goes to McDonald. She'll whiff a bit on the shot, and it's cleared away by the Wolves. Mayoni, the first one on it. First, the Colts. Spins, has some space. Looking for Kendrick. That ball gets through everybody as the Wolves are able to shield that. It's going to be kicked out in a goal kick for Algonquin. So finally the Colts get into the offensive side of the field, trying to keep the Wolves down here. As we said in the men's game, the best defense is great offense. You don't keep them out of your defensive side of the half, and they're not going to score. So the Colts have always worked on that. Keep them in the offensive side of the field.
Yeah, only 1 loss separating them, like mentioned before, and second and third. So each point does matter here, and this is going to make a very big difference. Placing second or third when the season comes to an end.
That ball rolls into the corner. Vaninga was unable to corral it, meaning a goal kick for Centennial. and Lily Culleton. If you saw before the game, the Centennial Colts were wearing white shirts for their warm-ups. We might as well talk about it there. Everybody wearing white shirts with number 14 plastered on the back of it, and we play for Ocaa on the front. So for the knowledge of everybody, Julie Ocaa no longer with the team. She had a family emergency and is no longer able to be with the team. So the Colts are playing in thoughts of Julie Ocaa, who would love to obviously be on this field.
Yeah.
But family and personal life comes first. So hopefully everything is all right with Ocaa as that slide tackle is played. That's off the feet of Frampton, and the ball goes out of play for a corner. You take a look at the replay.
Wow. That was very, very dangerous. You know, that could have just ended up as a penalty shot almost, but
from the replay look, it kind of does look like it could have been a penalty kick, and the Colts might have survived that
look at
replay.
it
We
again.
get another look.
Yeah.
Maybe she does get a look at the ball before that gets out of play. That is such a tough read from every official on the field. But
Yeah.
the Wolves are going to have a corner, and it's going to come into the box. Up, headed away. It's going to go back out of play for another corner.
Yeah, that was a dangerous tackle, you know. Right in the box. That could have ended up as a penalty kick, and the Wolves just don't miss those.
Another cross. That one's headed away off the body of a Wolves player, and Cullen's the first on it. Clears it upfield to DeKoff. Miley DeKoff running on. Great challenge from the Algonquin player. That's
Ashley Woodcock.
Yeah, Woodcock as well as Alyssa Tate coming back on that ball to stop DeKoff. Shortly, though, as Lima and DeKoff keep going. Miley DeKoff looks for some room. Makes a move to the outside.
Wow.
Trying the cross. It's off the hand, and Woodcock and DeKoff battle as Miley's unable to keep that in play. It'll be a throw in for the Wolves.
Wow, excellent defense from Ashley Woodcock, just sticking with it, not getting nervous, understanding players like Miley DeKoff. Just don't miss, and just not sure what's going on with her.
Looks like the shin pad of DeKoff came out, and on that challenge between her and Woodcock, she already got kicked in the shin. Without that pad, it's going to do some damage. So
Yeah.
she takes some time, gets the shin pad back in place. She'll be all right. The Colts still have the ball. They'll work to the other side of the field to Naylor Rowe. Rowe plays in the middle to McDonald. McDonald will play it back, looking for Frampton. A dangerous pass with Vaninga coming on, but Frampton is able to clear it away for a throw-in for the Wolves.
Yeah, a lot of tall bodies back for the Wolves, and they just move really fast. So the Colts just got to design up something that's just going to get past them. Maybe corner kicks deep in, or less of ISO plays. As we see, not sure what's going on. Not a throw in, maybe a substitution. Oh, water break.
From my knowledge, we're going to get a water break here. As we mentioned, into the 20th minute. I figured a bit early. We had it in the 35th minute, I believe, in the men's game. But we're going to head to a water break, which means I'm going to get to go to a break as the Centennial Colts and the Algonquin Wolves still tied at 0. Back onto the field, a short water break between these two teams, and we're back on as the Algonquin Wolves have control. We cleared up the field, blocked by Naylor Rowe. Serena McDonald battles in the midfield with Armstrong. Taken away momentarily as the Colts get it back. Frampton switches the field. Frampton to Duncan. Makes a move to get by Tate. Her pass is then picked off, and Soledad Vasquez now on the field. Looks, I believe she just subbed onto the field for Miley DeKoff. Soledad Vasquez into the game, into the midfield. That'll, I believe, push Cullen up to the front in that system. The ball works its way back to Duncan. Duncan shields it. We'll get a throw in for Centennial.
Yeah, I just wanted to mention a crazy stat. 47 goals in just 7 games. So Centennial is averaging nearly 7 goals a game. So
Unheard of. That is absolutely ridiculous in the realms of the soccer world.
yeah.
47 goals in 7 is unbelievable how they've been able to put together such offensive firepower consistently game after game. As I say that, we might see it here. The Colts go the other way. It's a 2-on-1. Cullen and Lima. It goes to Lima. Unable to handle that pass. It bounces into her midsection and will roll out for a throw-in.
Yeah, that was just a really, really fast ball. Couldn't control it, but a great, great chance. A great cross-in. We're going to get a throw-in by Alana Kendrick. See Emily Duncan even step up in the play as a defender.
Kendrick's throw goes deep into the box. There's no Colts there as it's cleared away by the Wolves. Naylor Roth first on it. Gets it taken away by Veninga. Veninga will leave it. Will run onto it this time. Veninga should get around. Tackle of Duncan. It will go out of play for a throw in Centennial.
This almost feels like a playoff game. Not much going on, but one team is going to have to break through. So
you can tell it's a real feeling out process for sure, trying to figure out how to attack each other. We may see this first half go very, very quietly offensively, like you mentioned. Just waiting for both coaches to make those adjustments, try and beat each other in that second half, I think is where we're going to get a lot more action. The Wolves have the throw in front of their own bench. Throwing over everybody's head. Naylor Rowe will jog to pick it up. Frampton into the middle. Vasquez plays it out wide to Rowe. Rowe looks in the middle to Cullen. It gets by her. And turned over to the Wolves. Ashley Woodcock stops up. We'll play it back to the goaltender King. King gets pressure, plays it away well to the far side. That ball will roll, stay in play. Wolves able to play it back off the foot of DeCruz to King.
yeah, both teams losing to Seneca, so a lot to prove here, and both of them do want that rematch against Seneca. So look for both of them. Let's see who wants it more. And you know, it is a regular season game, and like Jack just said earlier, just a week left for this short season, and then you get playoffs, and teams like Algonquin and Seneca are the teams you're going to have to beat to get to the top.
Ball's in play in the corner. Wolves, all they can do is kick it out of play in front of their own bench. Colts will have a throw in. Naylor Rowe to throw it. Vasquez plays it back to Frampton, who will clear it to Cullen. Jumping over Cullen was Olivia Bradley on the header and turns the ball over. Woodcock plays it back. Goalkeeper Paige King. King plays it out wide. That is Veninga. I apologize to both Veninga and Alex Oben. I have mistaken both of them for 25 straight minutes. As Veninga's on that backside, you see her with the ball now. Mercedes Veninga looking for somebody. The pass was looking for Oben, just over the head and cleared away by Horn. Ball ends up trickling back to Veninga. Challenged by Cullen as Veninga just gets to the sideline. Tries the pass looking for Mallory Armstrong. That goes all the way back to the defensive line. The Colts finally sticking the Wolves in. As I say that, they'll turn it the other way. Great defensive play by the Wolves to turn that back the other way. They have numbers now. Horn able to kick it away from the oncoming offensive pressure of the Wolves and turn it back. As Maone up to Kendrick. Kendrick in the corner. Fakes the cross. Gets by Woodcock. Now has some space. The pass goes to Lima. Lima in the middle. She'll take a shot. Blocked by the foot of Jasmine Young. Ball goes to Vasquez. She'll take a shot. And will go left of the net.
Yeah, Vanessa Lima had a shot there, but just stopped the ball and just went for the shot. It was hard to control, but the shot right away would have gave them a chance, but the accuracy probably wouldn't have been there because of that hot corner shot.
So substitution for Centennial. Looks like Cullen will take a seat on the bench. And coming into the game for Centennial, being blocked out here. I have no
Annabelle
idea.
Dion.
Yeah, it's Annabelle Dion coming on to the pitch to take over the spot for Cullen. She'll take a breather, of course, with 2 games in this week for the Colts, and 2 heavy-hearted games for both of these teams. We're going to see a lot of substitutions getting deep into the bench to give some breathers as the Colts have the ball. Lima flicks it on, looking for Dion. The kick just a bit wide Sorry, she missteps on that kick. And
Yeah.
it'll roll into the hands of Paige King.
Look for Paige King kicking it deep. That's an absolute skyrocket of a ball. Great placement.
It'll end up off the head of Serena McDonald now to play. Around midfield and throw in for Algonquin as they'll bring in their first substitutions of the game. Coming off the field, looks like it's number 16 for the Wolves. That's Kayla Latimer. And onto the field, what she turns around is number 13. That's Samantha Jones into the game. The throw in. Centennial corrals it momentarily as the Wolves turn it over. They go back the other way. The shot on goal and into the back of the net. What a shot by the Wolves' Cassandra De Cruz, who makes it 1-0 Algonquin.
Wow, let's look at that instant replay. That was an absolute rocket blast of a shot. Wow. Top right corner. No chance of saving that one.
An unbelievable shot, like you mentioned, into the top corner. Out of the reach of the diving Lily Culleton, and the Algonquin Wolves lead it 1-0. Here into the 28th minute as they take the lead. And it's a very important lead as it's going to force the Colts to have to play a little bit more, put a little bit more offensive pressure.
Not sure who that was, but just took a step in and just found her lane. It didn't take too much time because the defense was catching up and just absolutely blasted that. That was a really, she just got all of that, and that ended up at the back of the net. So the Colts are trailing 1-0 and gonna have to get one through.
That's a very good shot from Cassandra Cruz. Makes it 1-0 as Mayoni battles in the midfield with two Wolves. She'll fall down, and a little advantage given to Centennial before giving up the ball, and they'll take the free kick just in the side of their offensive side of the field. Duncan will play the ball back to Aldina Horn. To Frampton. Stops up. Colts looking for any kind of action. Into the middle to Mayoni. Misplay and turn the other way for the Wolves. They try to turn it back the way into the midfield. Go the Wolves. A hard challenge from Dion as the ball goes the other way. Quick advantage for the Wolves. Into the box. The shot out of the reach of Culleton and into the back of the net. A 2-0 Algonquin lead early on.
That was Samantha Jones. An excellent placement of a shot. Wow, two hard shots for Lily Culleton. That was really, really steep angle, and just got to give credit to the Blair. A really, really excellent placement. And Centennial, never in their OCAA season this year have been trailed 2-0. So this is some difficulties they're facing early on, but look for them to be very sharp and urgent now.
Colts now have a ton of adversity to face as Coach Rich Hurst sends the entire bench down to the far corner to get warmed up. So he's bringing every option into play to try and find something against these Wolves. Rowe plays it up the far side of the field, was looking for McDonald, gets by her and out of play for an Algonquin throw-in.
Players like Woodcock are just absolutely stopping players like Vanessa Lima and DeKoff and just giving them trouble. So the Colts midfield maybe has got to step up and play that role and force the other midfielders to play defense deep into the zone. So a lot of adversity, like Jack said, that the Colts are facing. Never been down 2-0, and they're going to have to fight back.
Ball is cleared, close side of the field. The Wolves are able to keep it in, and Duncan tries to clear it at the block. Onto the feet of Lima. Tries to make a turn, a jersey grab, no call. Lima calling for it. Nothing happens. Wolves go the other way. A great move from De Cruz into the box. Goes out wide. We'll play it back. It was offside on that pass. And the Colts will stave that danger off and turn it back the other way. That was a scary, scary offensive chance for the Wolves. They had 4 to 5 players in the box and only 3 Colts back to play defense. Luckily, they were offside, though.
Yeah, the Wolves are just going to want to pile on top of this. They're not taking any chances, especially like a team like the Colts who just have absolute firepower. So they're just going to keep on putting on the pressure and forcing them to push them back into their own zone.
Colts have it. Horn plays all the way across the back line to nail a row. Rowe, a nice move, gets by one. Tries to get by a second one. The slide tackle takes it away by the Wolves and played out for an Algonquin throw-in. Algonquin's got all the pressure, all the momentum so far. They're 32 minutes in.
Not sure what happens if this game goes to overtime, Jack. Does it go to penalties, extra time?
It does not. Straight to a tie in the regular season.
Okay.
Straight to that tie. Extra time only comes in for playoffs.
And I'm assuming the Wolves wouldn't mind having a tie. They would still be leading second place. So
a tie would be great for the Algonquin Wolves. That would keep them in second place and force tiebreakers into goals. So sometimes that would not be a great thing, as Centennial has that goals differential like crazy as they make substitutions. Horn comes out of the game. Not getting eyes on who else comes out of the game, but into the game is Curie Rose, who has the ball, as well as Alicia DeVellis is also into the game for Centennial. Looked like Emily Duncan subs off as well as the Wolves turn it the other way. Back to their defender, onto the feet of Olivia Bradley. Beninga plays it up, looking for her teammate. That was played away. It's Samantha Jones. Sorry, that's Mallory Armstrong onto it. Armstrong on the far side trying to outrace Naila Rowe. Can't. And the ball ends up out of play for a Centennial goal kick.
You know, early on, we've seen a lot of the Colts in the offensive zone, but now they're just put on their heels and in their defense, even down 2-0. So we're going to want to see more urgency on the other side of the field.
Colts make another substitution. Alana Kendrick comes off the field. I believe Miley DeKoff checks back in for Centennial, but not getting the ball as that one's fired into the back of the net. Cassandra DeCruz, her second of the game, makes it 3-0 Algonquin.
Let's look at that instant replay right there. Wow. Top left corner, and wow, the placements from these Wolves are just ridiculous. Let's look at that again. That was, wow.
Another unbelievable shot from Cassandra DeCruz. Well placed and out of the reach of Culleton. There's nothing she can do on that ball. And a great shot from a great player makes it 3-0 Algonquin.
Yeah, the Colts defense just can't allow the Wolves to just get the shot that they want. The placements, as you've seen, from all three goals have just been absolutely ridiculous. All of them, bottom right corner, top right corner, and just a lot of power with that too. So we can't let them have a lot of chances that close up.
Colts have a free kick as Dion was tripped up, and Lima will take it. Lima plays it to the open part of the field. Frampton will be the one on it. Frampton's pass was looking for DeKoff into the wind. Unfortunately, that's not going to fly as much. As DeKoff ends up back with the ball at midfield. DeKoff tries to play it into the middle to Dion. That ball heads up.
Into her hands.
I believe into her hands. She was trying to protect herself, honestly, and into her own hands for a handball.
Yeah, like I mentioned many times, the Colts just haven't faced this type of adversity, but it's early on in the game, 35 minutes in, so, you know, we would like to see them more urgent in the offensive zone, but it's their defensive zone that's causing them a little issues. They need to set up plays that are going to, you want to test the Wolves midfield and probably their defenders, but defenders like Woodcock have just been, as you can see right now, just surrounding Serena McDonald. So they're just going to have to figure out a new game plan to get this through.
As you say that game plan is over the top. Dion unable to corral it. We'll play it back to Soledad Vasquez. Vasquez pass goes back to Dion onside. Annabelle Dion into the box, makes one move. The left-footed shot just out of the reach of the sliding McDonald. A great play between Dion and McDonald goes wayward.
Look at the instant replay quickly. Oh, wow. Just a fraction of a second off.
Unsure if that was a shot by Dion, by the way. I believe a shot just a bit wide, so McDonald trying to slide in to deflect that into the back of the net. Can't do it for the goal kick. Algonquin, as the Colts will make more substitutions, keeping everybody fresh. Frampton out of the game, Dion out of the game, Duncan and Cullen back in.
That's the type of chances the Wolves allow. Steep chances from the side, and just they're gonna make you pay it, and they're gonna make you earn it if you're gonna score a goal. Like I said, averaging less than a goal against, so they make you really earn it, and they don't let you set up the shot that you want.
The Crew's running onto the ball. So does Duncan. Duncan, the slide tackle, keeps it in play, and a nice play from Emily Duncan. Rowe into the middle to Vasquez. Vasquez looking for the pass. I believe looking for Dekoff. Just misses out in front of Dekoff and into the bench, so throw in for the Wolves. Wolves have all the control so far, every bit of momentum in a 3-0 game so far. Samantha Jones has one. Cassandra DeCruz has two for the Wolves. Staving them to this big lead early on as the ball goes down the sideline, and taken down is Maoni. As taking her down was Leanna Farrell of the Wolves.
See Elizabeth Maoni down still. Slow to get up, but she appears to be fine. A free kick.
Maoni again is a warrior. Maoni will not come off that field unless she is pulled off the field. She is up, but she will walk it off. Be a free kick for the Colts. It's Cullen to take it. A cross is going to go into the box.
Well, excellent cross. That was directed where she wanted.
It's headed away by the Wolves, and it'll ricochet all the way far side and cleared out by Mallory Armstrong. Culleton's going to be the first one on it. She'll put it back into her own box and play it to Naylor Rowe. Rowe makes one defender miss. Looking for option, has none. Only thing back is to play it to DeVellis. DeVellis plays that to McDonald. Handles it well. The pass goes inside to Lima. Lima plays it to Cullen onside. Emily Cullen has one to beat. It's Bradley. Cullen tries the pass. Almost deflected by Bradley. The swing and miss by Woodcock actually ends up good into the hands of Paige King.
Yeah, I don't know what would happen if she actually got that kick to go. A Colts player right there, but right in the hands of Paige. And she's going to take her time, understanding that the half is coming close.
That pass from Woodcock picked off by McDonald. Plays it down the line and hops around. Wide open. Serena McDonald has tons of space. The cross goes into the box. It's off the head of Bradley as McDonald's able to get back into it. She's taken down just outside the box, I believe is what we are going to be called. So it'll be another free kick for the Colts.
Woodcock, I think, asking for an explanation. Sorry. It was Alyssa Tate asking for an explanation. I think both of them are pleading a penalty kick or a free kick, but it appears to be a free kick.
I believe the Wolves were looking for no call there. They were saying McDonald initiated that contact. She's in the air. She still can't hit somebody into the air. So the Colts are going to get the free kick. Very well could have been a penalty kick, but the referee did not think it was worthy enough, or inside the box, you would say, as Vasquez plays it back to Cullen. Cullen has a shot. She'll take a shot, and a great save by the diving Paige King.
Wow, her team urging her on. Let's look at that instant replay. And an excellent placement, but an excellent save by Paige. Cullen going in again, and the Colts are just going to have to dig deep for this goal. You know, the Wolves are just not allowing practically anything to go through.
Cullen to take it into the corner. Maoni there, relieving some pressure just in case. Cullen's cross will go into the box. That one's over everybody, and Vasquez runs on. Vasquez will play it back to Rowe. Oh, all she can do with that bouncing ball, plays it down the line. Vaninga on it. Now has time. Mercedes Vaninga looking for her goalkeeper, finds her in Paige King. Woodcock finds Samantha Jones momentarily as Kiri Rose picks it off. That ball's kicked out of play for a throw in Centennial. McDonald looking for anything, any kind of movement. She'll throw it back to the back line, and Alicia DeVellis. Duncan plays it out wide. Naylor Rowe. Rowe looking for DeKoff, past her, and turned over. The Wolves go back the other way. Maoni the challenge. That ball finds its way back onto the feet of the Wolves and played up by Farrell. It's kicked out of play by the Centennial defender, meaning another throw-in for Algonquin.
Yeah, the Colts just gotta be a little bit more urgent. You know, maybe try to get a goal. 3 minutes left. Probably 2 minutes added to the clock. 5 minutes left, and you can still stick with it. 4 goals in the second half against a team like the Wolves is very difficult, but a team like the Colts, who have the best offensive, are probably the only team that could do it.
Another shot. That one's blocked by Duncan. That came off of the foot of Farrell, who still has the ball. A couple of nice moves from Farrell. She loses the ball on the second spin move, and it'll be kicked out of play by the Colts. The Wolves keep possession on the throw-in. The throw-in for the Wolves. That'll be Mallory Armstrong.
Yeah, she's been absolutely great on the right side of the pitch, providing a lot of offensive transition rushes, and a throw-in bounces off a couple players.
Woodcock plays it up, looking for Tate. It's going to roll by Tate, but able to keep it in play in the corner as McDonald is able to kick it out for a throw-in. Throw-in by the Wolves, headed away by Maoni. That'll go into the corner, and it will be a corner kick for Algonquin.
Having a ball issue again, I think.
Oh, as it was thrown back into play off the fence. So the Wolves will have their first corner kick from this side of the field. They, of course, took 2 from the other side earlier on.
I'm not sure how much time is going to be added. I don't think a lot. We just had that water break and not much of free kicks, I would say.
I would assume, if anything, maybe a minute at most will be added on to this once the Colts have to find any way to get some offensive pressure and offensive momentum. They look to come back.
Yeah, it'd be safe to say they'd probably get one more chance. And, man, how good have the Wolves' defense been? They just step up and just been absolutely ruthless.
Yeah, the system that was drawn up by Coach Basil Phillips has been unbelievable and basically unbreakable so far. Colts have struggled to get a couple passes strung together into their own, or into their offensive side, as Cullen's pass is out of play, and looking for DeKoff, and it'll be a throw-in for the Wolves as we hit that 45th minute.
I'm going to see the Wolves take a little bit of time. They don't want to allow a sneaky goal.
Wolves have it. Bradley plays it out to Woodcock. Woodcock looks for Jones. It's picked off by Lehman. Kick back the other way. Woodcock. Her pass is deflected. Cullen has it. Cullen by herself is tackled to the ground by Woodcock, and it will be a free kick for the Colts.
Colts moving the ball up a little bit further, but the ref is not having it.
The ball rolling away. Of course, the Wolves are never going to give that ball to the Colts. They will wait. Wolves getting pushed back on their wall as Cullen corrals 6 of her teammates into the box, running on. Most likely one of the last plays here in the first half. Cullen. That one's actually a shot.
Wow.
Fired into the back of the net.
Wow, that was a beautiful shot.
The free kick from Emily Cullen. Everybody in the building thought this was a cross, including goaltender Paige King, and this one flies over the top of the leaping goaltender and into the back of the net, and the Colts get that momentum they were looking for.
Yeah, the captain gets it done. A curve kick almost. I thought that was a crossing, and then the ball just slowly just curved in wow, such great talent on both sides. It's just absolutely fun to watch here. And 3-1 for Algonquin. Very tough matchup. The second half is going to be even tougher. And we're going to see players like Miley DeKoff, Vanessa Lima, and Oben just step up and try to take the lead and win the game. And this is a second place, like I said, a matchup for second place, a battle for second place. And we're going to see Coach Richards talk about it with his group and Basil Phillips. So we'll see you in the second half shortly. Thank you.
love, I'm a G, ain't no stopping me. And my wrist is on overseas. Rich, you can talk to me. I don't even understand how my blood talk. Looking up in his face, I don't let my blood walk. Blue freak had to come out of the little child. Ooh. 50K, you was coming booking before a plug walk.
Welcome back to Colts Pitch here at Progress Campus. Again, Jack Middleton, Dinesh Shabar here commentating for you. We got second half action coming your way. We are just awaiting the referees to come out. Both teams on field huddling, and we have no referees out here, so we might as well talk. Some people on this broadcast are not going to like this idea, but being a baseball guy myself, it's going to happen. We're going to give updates on the Blue Jays game. They are in the playoffs, and it's going to happen. The Jays are winning 2-0.
An absolute blast by Ernie Clement to get 2-0.
People goes yard. So Blue Jays leading that. I will give updates on that because that's just who I am, and it's going to happen. Meanwhile, in this game, we come into this half a 3-1 game, which is actually not what we were expecting coming in this game. We were expecting a tight game. Algonquin came out heavy and hard early and stopped this powerhouse Colts offensive field. And then it just kind of turned the other way. The momentum kind of shifted the other way when Emily Cullen fired that free kick into the back of net from 60, 70, 80 feet out.
Yeah, I mean, no one expected that. Everyone was expecting the cross. Even I was. Even when the shot left her foot, it looked like it was crossing in, and then it just stuck there, almost like a knuckleball halfway through, and there was no chance of saving that. Just top left corner. And that's the booster for them, you know. 45 minutes to go, and they're going to have to get 3 goals to get that second place spot. So look for the Wolves to be more defensively resilient, because they don't need to score any more goals to win this game. They just don't have to allow 3 goals, and they will maintain that position in the standings. So the referees come, and it's getting right underway for the second half. Here we go.
Just need the lines officials to make their checks at
the
goal net, make sure they are all right and all set up perfectly. As both teams on field are ready to go. The Algonquin Wolves up 3-1 over the Centennial Colts. As we are about to get underway, it'll be Algonquin Wolves ball. They will go left to right on your screen, while Centennial, of course, in that black and green, going right to left on your screen. We are just about ready to go. Thumbs up from everybody. And we're underway. The Algonquin Wolves have the first ball. Look to see what the Colts come out to do in their offensive structure. They come out in basically the same form as they did finish the half in, as that ball is looked to be going to Miley DeKoff. It's out of the reach of DeKoff, and out to play for a throw-in. The Colts, it'll be DeKoff, Cullen, and Kendrick up front. In the midfield, it looks like it's going to be Soledad Vasquez, Elizabeth Mayoni, and Serena McDonald. In that back end, Nayla Rowe, Aldina Horn, Kiri Rose, and Alicia DeVellis, as this ball's into the box off the foot of DeKoff. She can't corral it, and it's cleared away by the Wolves.
Here's Horn again.
Horn and Oben battle. They run into each other and knock each other down as that through ball is passed, and it's offside, flagged on the offside. It was a great save by Culleton on that offside, but flagged and recognized very quickly by the refs, so the Colts are able to survive that early pressure from the Wolves.
Yeah, I just didn't see that offensive player sneaking behind, clearly offside. But great save by Culleton.
DeKoff looking for Mayoni in the middle. That's picked off and turned the other way. Oben was looking for a through ball to one of her teammates. There's nobody running on, and Culleton corrals it.
Yeah, the Colts just got to be very, very urgent.
Goal kick into the midfield. The Wolves are able to pick it up. That was on the foot of Farrell, but a slide from McDonald gets the pressure back for the Colts. Not long, as that one's cleared away by Bradley. Header from Rose. Ends up on the foot of Maoni, who is tripped up on the dangerous tackle, and it will be a free kick for Centennial.
Yeah, Maoni has been taken down many times throughout this game, but still sticking with it. You know, the Wolves are a very physical team, and a deep kick. It gets through everyone.
That ball ends up under the foot of McDonald. McDonald wires one,
Whoa.
and a great save from King. Able to get to that top corner and keep it out the back of the net.
Wow. What a
replay on
shot
that.
by McDonald.
That shot from McDonald. Another great save from Paige King, who has been able to come up and play her part, of course, in that back end. Probably hasn't been tested a whole lot in her life here this year for the Algonquin Wolves, of course.
Yeah.
Except against Seneca, we say that as well.
Yeah.
But hasn't been tested a whole lot throughout the year, and is coming up to the task so far.
Yeah, look at these balls that both goalies are facing. The location of these shots are just ridiculous, and they're making saves. So
Horn keeps it in play on the cross. That shot from Miley DeCoff ends up into the chest of Paige King.
look at that instant replay right there. Quick shot, right into the hands of Paige. And you know they're gonna start shaving off time early off in the game. You know it does definitely add up.
Ninga plays it back to King. He looks for space as the Colts play a little bit more of a trap game coming into the second half. As I say that, the Wolves get through it very quickly. DeCoff, the speedy DeCoff, able to get back with that defensive pressure and forces a free kick as a jersey grab off of, I believe that was Mallory Armstrong, the jersey grab. The Colts have a free kick. They don't try anything fancy. It's just a quick pass into the middle to Maoni. Maoni goes out wide. DeCoff plays it back to Rowe, who will beat one defender, Nayla Rowe. Plays it back to Rose, and they'll reset. Aldina Horn plays out wide to Nayla Rowe. She has a little bit of space. We'll take it into the midfield where the Wolves swallow up Nayla Rowe and take the ball. The Wolves looking for any kind of through ball to go over the top off the foot of Liana Farrell, and it will end up in the hands of Lily Culleton.
Yeah, the location of both teams' shots, their strikers are just, the accuracy is just unbelievable. And this one is to the parking lot, so not sure how many more balls Centennial has.
They're just all on the other side of the field. I wish we had one on this side of the field to make it quick, but all the balls on the other side of the field at the score table. We'll get a ball here just in front of us. Nayla Rowe has the throw.
Quick throw in to Horn.
Just plays it back to Horn. Horn up the sideline to Rowe. Rowe into the middle. Vasquez spreads the field to Maoni, who is run over, takes the ball away. The Wolves, that pass goes out wide to Mater. Mater, the cross into the box and cleared away by Kiri Rose, and a corner kick for the Algonquin Wolves.
Yeah, Elizabeth Maoni just getting the worst of it, just get shoved down and a missed call by the referee. So a corner kick, you said, Jack?
It'll be a corner kick for the Wolves. It looks like running on to take it will be Cassandra DeCruz, who has 2 for the Wolves so far this afternoon.
Taking her time, 15 minutes into the second half.
Cross is played into the box. It stays in the box. The Colts can't clear it.
And another goal.
Past the diving Lily Culleton. The Colts now down 4-1 as the Wolves extend their lead.
Wow, not sure what was happening there. The ball just bounces to Farrell, and she just puts it in the back of the net. No chance of saving that one. And the Colts just got to build off. You know, a lot of time still left in. 40 minutes to go.
So the Colts, after gaining some momentum back to finish the first half, the Wolves bring it right back off the foot of Liana Farrell. And the Wolves now lead it 4-1. Looks like it was a handball. They're going to play that off the shoulder as then a tackle in the midfield. Horn is taken down. Colts will play it quickly. Out wide to Kendrick. Kendrick battles the defender. Kendrick and Tate as Elena Kendrick wins it, tries to make another move, and it's played away. To Cruz, spins around, looks for opportunities. All she has is Gardner as that one's cleared off the body of McDonald. Horn, the first one on it, can't corral it. The ball goes up into the air. DeVellis also fires that into the air, and Gardner heads it away. DeKoff tries to bring it forward as Nayla Rowe has a jersey grab, and the two of them are. The ref is saying they're both doing it to each other, and we're gonna continue it. As I believe the referee in front of me has a foul called, but the referee just will not look over to the far corner. But he doesn't look down the sideline. It was wanted to be called, but he doesn't look at him, and he'll wave it off. So we'll keep going. The Colts have the ball. Horn tries it into the corner out of the reach of DeKoff, and it'll be a goal kick.
Yeah, not sure what was going on in the left side of the field. A lot of pushing, shoving, but the referee didn't call. You know, we don't like to see the game get too physical.
So Paige King's going to have the goal kick for the Algonquin Wolves. You can hear both sides, both benches, as well as both captains yelling at their teams. Just keep their heads into it. Keep themselves cool and composed. You don't need any horrible fouls, especially when it comes off of pure anger. So both teams trying to just play some safe soccer so far. The Colts probably a little bit less needing to be safe as Miley DeKoff heads it to the feet of Cullen. Will play it out wide to DeKoff. DeKoff plays it off the defender. That's Armstrong and out of play. So the Colts will have a corner kick. Probably need to execute very quickly here.
Yeah, I liked in the second half how they started off really well with Serena McDonald blasting a shot. You know, Miley DeKoff getting a shot off. So I like those quick chances, and I think they should continue to do it if they want to get back into this game.
Cullen has the corner kick. Colts bring 3 players into the box to shield as that one's headed to the back corner and into the back of the net. Kiri Rose has a goal.
Serena McDonald steals the ball and just brings it back to the half. They want to start this game up right away.
So another great cross from Emily Cullen into the box, and Kiri Rose is the one that piles it into the back of the net off the header, and the Colts cut that lead down to 2.
Yeah, what a ridiculous goal. I couldn't tell you where the ball was. You know, there's so many bodies and just so much movement so far and deep into the zone, and finds a way, Kiri Rose, to put it in. And it's only in the 55th minute and a lot of time here, so look for the Colts to be very urgent.
So Kiri Rose pots one into the back of the net. The defender gets the header off that corner and makes it 4-2. Now for the Algonquin Wolves, the Colts just they will not go away as the Wolves now in the midfield. A couple great moves by the Algonquin midfielder. That's Farrell. She's been fantastic so far in the midfield. As Rose battles with Oben. The cross goes into the midfield. Culleton comes out and it's going to be offside flagged. It was still the right decision by Culleton to come out and handle that ball, but an offside flag and the Colts survive it.
Yeah, that was a great decision by Culleton coming out. It would have been a 2-on-0 for the Wolves, so great decision, challenges the ball, and even though it wasn't offside, regardless if it wasn't, it would have been out anyways because of that great challenge. So look for the Colts to kick it in deep, and it goes in.
Vasquez now has it. We'll kick it over her head. Cullen battles Bradley in the middle.
How good has Cullen been this game? You know, both of the goals because of her, and the captain just keeping her team in it.
Christie is unable to get the ball settled at her feet, battling with the Algonquin defender. That was Armstrong. It'll end up out of play for a throw-in. The throw-in ends up to the Wolves. Curie Rose wins that battle, and upfield she goes. Rose, the pass, she's shoved over, no foul called, and the Wolves take control. Armstrong, that ball's going to go upfield. Christie will run on, as well as Mater. Coming across is Frampton to block that and keep it off the foot of Mater. Culleton clears it. First on it, the Wolves. That one's headed into the middle. Mater switches with Oben. Alex Oben has Rose to beat. Does beat her. It's going to be a goal kick for Centennial. Another great defensive play by Curie Rose.
Didn't know Colleton was a lefty. Not sure at first what the play was, but great kick out, and she's going to go again. Actually, I can't even tell if she's a lefty already. She's kicked it with the right foot, so maybe both.
I'm hoping she's skilled enough to be both. Maybe righty dominant. Hoping for both. That one's into the midfield. The Wolves have it. It's DeCruz. DeCruz stops up, trying to run away from DeCoff. The pass into the middle, deflects to Oben and cleared away by Simone Christie. Christie clears it away. It goes onto the feet of Veninga. Cullen battles. Veninga able to get away from Cullen, not for long, as that one's fired out of play by DeCruz. The Colts will have the throw-in. Christie's throwing to Horn. Horn cannot turn the corner. No foul will shake it off. Colts have it with Serena McDonald. McDonald's going to take a shot. It'll roll into the hands of Paige King.
Yeah, this game's been very physical throughout. Not just a game of inches, honestly. Not a lot of space, not a lot of grass to kick the ball, and just the passes have not been there for both of the teams, and a lot of crosses have been the chances thus far.
Colts try a through ball looking for Kendrick. It's headed away. It looks like DeVellis is going to let that go out. She'll throw it in quickly. Over the head of Kendrick and clear it again. That one is into the force. We might be able to find that one, though. That one's going to be good. But we'll have a throw in for the Colts before that. Nayla Rowe will check back into the game. It looks like Simone Christie will exit.
Yeah, fresh legs is what's going to keep them in this game, and ball being passed, so I'm not sure. Okay, there it is.
The throw-in goes over the head of everybody off of, I believe, off of Cullen's leg and out of play. So the throw-in back the Wolves' way. Wolves to throw in. The Colts again get the bench up and get them stretching. It's into play. It'll end up into the box, and Woodcock tries to save it. She'll kick it out for another throw-in, this time Centennial.
Centennial deep throw-in. It doesn't get to Serena McDonald, but a lot of headers, kicks.
It's fired away into the midfield. It's Oben and Rose who's going to battle. Rose looks like she'll win that battle. It'll be out of play in the throw-in Centennial, so we'll just trade throw-ins on that far side of the field.
Yeah.
Looking to get something going as four players collide together. The ball ends up all the way back on the foot of Bradley, who will play it out. Woodcock keeps it in. Cullen and Woodcock battle in the corner. Cullen keeps it in. The cross is going to end up into the box. Picked up easily by Paige King. And as I say that, with this lovely game at 4-2, the Jays are going to go up 4-0 in their playoff game.
Yeah, look for a deep kick in for Paige. Horn gets that. Wow, no player getting a lot of chance to even hold the ball for probably 2 seconds.
Soledad Vasquez makes a good move on the far side. Vasquez looks for the cross in. It's going to be Veninga battling with DeVellis. DeVellis is going to be called on the foul. In the box, it'll be a free kick.
That. Instant replay quickly. Wow, that was just slammed the body of the Wolves player, but it's going to be a free kick. That was the right call.
So referee again going over to the Algonquin bench. We saw it in the men's game earlier today. Referee goes, says something to the Algonquin bench. As we'll get it back under play, I believe it'll be Paige King to take the kick.
Yeah, they're gonna take their time. They know the Colts are very dangerous, and they can make this game even 10-4 in any second. You know, they've done it against Fleming, 17-0. So they don't want to take any chances and any mistakes.
The Wolves playing some good keep away so far. It's Woodcock. Clears it. It's off the foot of Farrell. And will eventually end up on the foot of Jones, who plays it off of DeVellis and out of play. So the Wolves relieve a little bit of pressure and have a throw in. Leave the throw in. That'll be Ashley Woodcock on the throw.
That goes through a bunch of players, and it's going to be Emily Cullen on the chase, but just headed out by Bradley. So another throw in.
Yeah, Cullen gets the throw for the Colts. Looks for opportunities. Find one, will throw it to McDonald. Tries to settle that ball at her feet. It's cleared away by Algonquin. And another throw in Centennial. That throw goes into the box. There's nobody there. Passes 6, 7, 8 people in that box and through everybody. Couple headers, and this one skied into the air off the foot of Woodcock. That second bounce cleared away by Kiri Rose on the header as the clearing pass is deflected off the foot of Soledad Vasquez and out of play for a throw as the Wolves will make a substitution. The throw in from the Wolves was on the foot of Hannah Parks, who just checked in for the Wolves, and it'll bounce out of place. The Colts get the throw in. Kendrick attempts to find Horn in the middle. It's kicked away momentarily. Horn deflects that to Serena McDonald. Will battle with Bradley, plays it back to Horn. Horn goes to Cullen. Cullen looking for DeKoff, finds DeKoff. Miley DeKoff takes a shot. It's blocked in the middle of the field. DeKoff battles with the player on the ground. The Wolves win it to the side of the field. Rowe battles 2 Wolves defender, and they end up with the ball. That one's kicked off the arm of Horn. Will continue as the Wolves move upfield. Armstrong into the middle to Bradley.
Oh.
Bradley looking to clear it upfield. It goes off of the hand of Vasquez, who is protecting herself. It hits her hand. And another hand ball called on the Colts.
Yeah, the Colts did start off the second half really well, but thus far they're playing well, but very even thus far. So we're gonna have to see them break through. A deep kick.
Free kick cleared away by the Colts. DeKoff is going to play it to Cullen. Cullen plays it over.
McDonald.
Looking for Serena McDonald. McDonald to Vasquez. That one's cleared away by Bradley and into the bench for a Centennial throw. They play it quickly. Kendrick. It's one to beat. Can't beat it. It's played away. Good defensive play from Tate to get that ball upfield. Rose to DeVellis. DeVellis plays it to Kendrick, keeps it in play. Into the midfield, the Colts will switch the field. Horn looking for Rowe. It will find its way back there. Rowe's pass. DeKoff, a good touch, makes the move. DeKoff plays it in, trying to find DeVellis just out of the reach. A great play from Centennial. Can't capitalize, and Paige King picks it up. Paige King will direct traffic on the kick. Boots that thing away. No wind this time, so it's going to fly. First header goes to Frampton. That header ends up out of play off the head of an Algonquin player. And thrown in quickly. Serena McDonald looks to play it up to DeVellis. That one kicked up field. Can't control it. That was Woodcock, can't clear it. Now they battle far side. Kendrick and Farrell looking for the ball. It'll be a Centennial throw-in.
A lot of battles here, you know, not a lot of possession. It's just a lot of 50-50 balls, ball getting kicked one side of the field to the other. So we want to see a lot of possession and a lot of offensive zone time for the Colts.
You see actually on camera we had a substitution there. Elena Kendrick came out of the game. She's bent over the table, looking like she's in a little bit of pain. So hopefully Kendrick is all right. As the pass by Cullen is into the box. The cough shot, and what a save by Paige King. Looked like it was going wide, but it's nonetheless a great save by Paige King.
Yeah, she read it really well, actually. She moved completely to the left side of the net and left the entire right side open. But that's a great read from a great goalie. And just cut it off. But though,
keep going. The Colts continue to get their pressure, but cannot beat Paige King. Be a tackle, pushed away. Develops well of a free kick. Sorry for cutting you off there, my bad.
no worries. See Serena McDonald making a move. If you guys don't remember, she had that absolutely beauty of a shot, but that was just blocked by Paige King. You know, she's been reading the ball really well, and you just seen that last play, her block on Dukoff, one of the best goal scorers, tied for the most goals in the OCAA for the women's, and just completely chose a side like in penalty kicks. And you have to do that against players like Dukoff.
It's headed away off the head of Frampton, so throw in for the Wolves. Looks like it'll be taken by Veninga. Veninga's throw headed away by Frampton. Couple plays from DeCruz to keep it away, and Vasquez tries to kick it, and it'll be a handball off the Wolves. It'll be a Colts free kick off that handball.
I think that gave the Wolves a break. You know, honestly, they had a rush chance, but just stops everything and sets them up now. So
and they're able to make that substitution, which further stops the play and gets them into their own defensive setup.
Yeah.
Frampton gets the free kick, looking for Dukoff. It's played into the middle horn. Plays it down. Will battle. Loses that one's kicked off their own defender and back. Veninga clears it up the field. Rowe, one nice move. Mila Rose looking for one. Plays it to McDonald. McDonald is onside, sorry. That's going to go far side of the field. The slide keeps it in play momentarily as Woodcock will let it go out of play for a goal kick.
Yeah, they're going to look for a slow kick, actually. Having some words with her defender.
Now into the 70th minute of this one. The Algonquin Wolves leading 4-2. The goal kick from King. Headed away and sent upfield by Frampton. Horn looking for Cullen. Cullen onside, has the ball. The cross goes into the box, looking for Lima. It's deflected and kicked away by the Wolves. DeCruz plays it upfield. Kiri Rose the first on it. Rose into the midfield. The tackle from Rose. The advantage called by the referee. The Colts will take the ball back and finally call that foul. So a free kick back in their own end for the Wolves.
Yeah, time is not the Colts' friend right now. 20 minutes left to go, and I'm not sure. I don't think a lot of time will be added. So,
I can take over. We got a bee attacking us in this, in our broadcast booth, and we're not happy about it. So, yeah, there's not a whole lot of time left, and there's not a whole lot that the Colts have been able to do, like muster offensively. I mean, they have to start forcing it as the Wolves try and force their own, and a great play from Rowe to clear that out. It'll be a throw-in down in the corner.
yeah, the Colts kept Oben pretty much just blocked off the entire game. Players like Samantha Jones and the crews have just been stepping up for the Wolves, and it just shows the depth and the level when you're playing teams like Seneca and Algonquin. They don't need one or two players to get the job done. They have a well-established team.
Vasquez was looking for Dukoff. It ends up out of play, so throw in for Algonquin as they move further and further down into their defensive end on these throw-ins. Vaninga looking for anyone. The throw goes down the field, and Frampton skies it down the field. That is going to stay in on this field. That ain't rolling out. Lima able to battle with the crews. Lima looking to get around. Lima kicks into the foot. It's going to be a yellow card. That was a mistake made there by Lima, and a yellow card given out.
She can't plead her case right there. It was obviously an accident. You know, she put her hands up immediately, but referee does not care.
So Lima pleading her case on that. That was just I would say a mistake of judgment would be the best way of saying it. Lima was trying to prove a case, and it ended up going against her, as it normally does. When you make errors out of frustration there, as Lima will get the yellow card. The goal kick, Frampton off the back of the Wolves midfielder, be a throw-in as Dukoff will play it quickly. Dukoff's throw looking for Cullen. Is played out. Dukoff. Then a great defensive play, and she is a jersey grab from the Wolves player. That yellow card is going to actually go to the Wolves player. That's the number 5, Mallory Armstrong. Colts have had enough of these jersey pulls, and the shoves are going to go away. Miley Dukoff just making sure that yellow card wasn't for her. It wasn't, as we see her smiling and joking, making sure it wasn't for her. That yellow card will go to Mallory Armstrong.
The Colts have to score in these types of possessions, because the Wolves just do not give them anything. Not just to them, just to anyone in the league. And yeah, the referee is just not having this. The physical shoving has just reached its limit, I guess.
I just heard the coach of the Algonquin Wolves say it's too far out. It doesn't matter. This is the exact spot that Cullen scored from in the first half, as that cross is played in. And many players tumble on top of each other. It looks like an Algonquin player fell on top of Serena McDonald, who is down in pain. We will let the trainer head out there and deal with Serena McDonald. With that being said, we're going to head to a break, take a little break, as the Algonquin Wolves lead it 4-2. We are back. You see in the far corner Serena McDonald being helped off the field. Hopefully she is all right after a scary fall as an Algonquin defender landed on top of what it looked like it was her head, so hopefully she is all right in that far corner. The Colts will substitute on. She can't tell who they substituted on. Looks like the Colts are actually. I wish I knew who they subbed on, as that play goes down the far side of the field. A note of play as the Wolves will have a throw-in. The throw-in's headed away by Maoni and cleared by the Wolves. There's nobody back as the Wolves keep going upfield, and the speedy Dekoff is able to come back and save the day. Play goes upfield. Vasquez plays it up into the air down the right side. The header by Woodcock off the body of Tate and out of play, so the Colts will have a throw-in.
Yeah, the Colts definitely need a goal before the 80th minute if they want to have a chance to win the game. But a goal every 8 minutes is necessary at this point.
That one is played into the box, looking for Cullen. She's flagged down for an offside. Didn't agree with the call. Flagged for an offside, and it will be free kick Algonquin. So into the 78th minute we go. Like you said, they need to score very quickly to make sure that they have the chance to get that equalizer.
Yeah.
Gotta go now. Goal kick. Into the Colts half. Frampton clears it away. Off the head of DeCruz. Ball's going to bounce to the back line, and Lizzie Maoni corrals it. Lima's going to head it on to Cullen. Cullen into the box. The cross looking for Rowe. It finds Rowe's feet. Rowe makes one step into the box. Can't get the shot through. Vasquez will play it to Horn. Dina Horn takes a shot that's into the hands of Paige King.
Excellent shots. Let's look at the instant replay quickly. Wow.
Had a little bit more of a tamer save that Paige King has had today.
Yeah.
That one did not look like it.
Yeah.
Like it went well as the header off of the head of Mater goes back the other way as Miley Dekoff is shoved out of the way.
Yeah, Mater does not like that. Holding her forehead. Just didn't land on the right spot. And those headers are very tricky, you know. The ball sometimes has a spin to it, or sometimes just comes as a knuckleball, so it just lands flat. It's hard to really read, but a throw-in, I believe, for the Wolves. So, not sure.
Looks like we're going to get a substitution before we get that throw-in, but coming into the game, running onto the field, that's Charlize Baker for the Wolves, as they will have the throw-in just about to be into the 80th minute. Throw in into the box, headed away by DeVellis and cleared by Dekoff. Upfield, Cullen battles with Bradley. It's headed out of play. Dekoff plays it quickly up the field, looking for Cullen. Doesn't get there. Eventually cleared out of play, and another throw in Centennial. They'll play it quickly again. Dekoff goes to Lima, looking to get around the player, can't. It's just cleared away by DeCruz, another throw in. Colts now slowing it down a little bit. DeVellis throws it in. Was looking for Cullen. That's cleared up into the air. Horn hops up. Ball continues to bounce along the field. The Wolves play it back to this side of the field. Another play. Colts maintain possession. Rose the throw. Is looking for Maoni. That's going to head out of play. Rose makes the throw back in. Aldina Horn tries to get around the player. That's Mallory Armstrong. Can't. Will roll out a play for a throw in as the Colts look to hem the Wolves into their own corner. Referee just backing everybody up. Now that the play's down in that corner, they are very close to the line, giving no space for the Algonquin Wolf player to throw it in. We are good to go in the throw in. Meninga's throw. Headed on by Rowe. Horn plays it into the middle of the field. And it's brought out by Baker. The pass tries to go to the other side of the field to Tate. Tate battles with Dukoff. Able to get it off the ball, and Dukoff keeps the ball, quickly throws it in. Throws it to Lima. Deflects the header, trying to find Dukoff in the corner, who does get the ball. Wins the battle. Back to Lima. Lima plays it in the middle, looking for Horn. And the pressure allows the Wolves to clear it.
See a quick throw in, a lot of urgency you're going to see in this last 8 minutes for the Colts. You know, they've played a really, really good game and gave Lily a lot of confidence back there, you know. But those shots, 4 goals, pretty much nothing you could do with that type of accuracy from those players.
The ball played in by Dukoff was meant for Cullen as she is shielded away from the ball by Gardner, who picks it up and will have a goal kick. So Colts, like you mentioned, need to have it. A lot of urgency going on with 7 minutes plus a little bit of time left. It's the Wolves now playing, pushing upfield. King plays it upfield. First one on it is Dukoff. DeVellis tries to keep it in. It's flagged. It will be a throw in for Algonquin.
Yeah, we're gonna have to see an all rush mode type of urgency here. Maybe scrape away with the tie, which wouldn't be the worst case scenario, but a win for Algonquin pretty much, I think, establishes them in second place. So
the Wolves have the ball in the box. Rose tries to clear it away. The second shot also blocked by Kiri Rose. Now plays it upfield. Was looking for Cullen, gets by her. Mayoni has the ball. Lizzie Mayoni plays it to Lima. Lima looking for Cullen. The pass goes in. Vaninga is able to shield it, looking for King, who has to play it. Cannot pick it up now. King able to clear it away. This one goes up into the air. The Wolves do clear it. Frampton tries to keep it down there. Stepping on the ball was the Wolves player. That was DeCruz. So the Colts trying to take advantage. Dukoff into the box. Makes one move. Another move. The slide tackle able to block that shot as Dukoff looks like she is hurt. Not the person you want to go down. Dukoff getting back up. Looks like she is all right as the ball ends up all the way back into the Colts half. Momentarily as the ball gets headed into the middle. Cullen and Mayoni converge. The ball goes up. Frampton on that tackle. They're going to run into each other just side to side as Frampton takes the worst of it and will head to the ground as Haley Frampton is in a little bit of discomfort. Hopefully Frampton is all right. Has been a mainstay on the back line for the Centennial Colts.
Yeah, the athletic therapist has been busy throughout both the men's and women's games, so she's shaken up a little bit, but appears to be fine.
I'm always here to shout out Haley. That's the, right now, I guess, the head athletic therapist for the Centennial Colts.
Yeah.
Haley is amazing. It was actually my athletic therapist. She was the student therapist for me when I was playing on the baseball team here. So she dealt with a lot of injuries herself. And
yeah.
An amazing athletic therapist she is. So she will take care of Haley Frampton, who has to exit. And it looks like Duncan will come on for her. So the Colts, about 4 minutes to play, plus some extra time if needed. If possibly needed in penalty time, as Culleton's going to take the free kick. She'll boot that away. Looking to go into the box. It's headed away by the Wolves. Rose has it. Kiri Rose gets by one. Vasquez plays it inside to Lima. Ball's bouncing around. Finally cleared away. Mayoni plays it down to Vasquez. We'll play it out wide to DeVellis. DeVellis playing in, trying to find Duncan. It's cleared away. Wolves playing the clear away game right now. They do not care as long as the ball's not near their net. Naylor Rowe Makes one move trying to get by. Makes another move, is stepped on. Still has the ball, given advantage. Vasquez out to Maone. Both looking to break through. Rowe, Vasquez, she'll fire a shot. It's going to go up into the air and into the hands of Paige King.
Paige King has been absolutely excellent. You know, faced a lot of shots. Did allow 2, but blocked a lot of them. So the Wolves are definitely very happy with who they have between the pipes.
Emily Duncan in that far corner, looking for options. Duncan plays it into the middle to Vasquez. Vasquez flicks it into the box. Lima the first on it. Fires. That one's off of Venenga, and it will be a corner for Centennial. Centennial's got to pot one here shortly if they want a chance to equalize it. Cullen to take the corner.
Yeah, Cullen has just been absolutely phenomenal from those corner kicks, free kicks. She has very good accuracy in where she wants to locate the ball, and it usually ends up really well for the Colts.
Cullen's corner is going to go into the box. It's out wide. Rose attempts the header. Of course, already has a goal on a cross. Spire and the Wolves able to clear it. Horn battles with Baker. Horn wins that battle, crosses it into the box. It'll go off the leg of Alyssa Taten into the hands of Paige King. King booting away. Now the Colts fans counting down time, trying to speed her up, and it does work as the Colts will take it over. Momentarily, I say that, as it's turned back over, and Jasmine Young. We will get an update on the Jays game as I can hear producer Leo Solorsano behind me yelling. So I'm assuming that means that
a grand slam.
A grand slam happened. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. grand slam, and 9-0. The Toronto Blue Jays lead it in the 4th inning.
Yeah, our producer Leo Solorsano having the time of his life.
Oh, he's going to make me hear it too. We talked about it today. I didn't think the Jays had a chance today. Now up 9-0. I looked like a bit of an idiot. Yep, and he tells me I'm an idiot behind me, so that's everything I was looking forward to. I'd love to be proved wrong if the Jays were to win some games. I will say that.
Yeah.
But we'll get back into action. Why wouldn't we? The 89th minute, the Wolves have the ball in the corner. DeVellis battles, just bulldozes her way through a couple Wolves defenders and gets the ball. I believe the bench is who is taking this yellow card, because the players warming up down on the far side actually interrupted with that ball, so that yellow card is going to go to the bench, aka the coach for the team, Basil Phillips. Kickoff looks to go upfield. Vasquez now kicks it straight up into the air. It's going to be played down to Maone. Maone tries to get it going. Kicked away by Baker and played into the corner. It's Hannah Parks in the corner. Plays it out of play. Just wasting time now as we are about to hit the 90th minute. DeVellis has the throw. DeVellis' throw headed away and played back out of play. Throw in by DeVellis. It looks like that.
Yeah, the 90th minute has been reached. So I think maybe 4 or 5 minutes, a lot of stoppages. So we'll see what the referee has in store for us.
I don't believe there will be much added on. Just a couple of injuries. Of course, Serena McDonald was injured and is still being taken care of over there, as well as Haley Frampton. Yeah. So hopefully we can maybe get an update on that.
Yeah, we hope both of them are very valuable players to the Colts. So thus far, the Colts did play a very good game. You know, they are down 4-2, but they did. Here we go. We see a shot from Fender. That was a deep shot.
Shot, I believe, taken by Jasmine Young. It's just going to fly out wide of the net as the Wolves are doing everything they can to keep this ball in the defensive end of the Colts. It's all they care for, making sure it's not near the net. Colton's got to get this in play.
Yeah.
We'll play it up. Maone looking to flick it over. The ball's going to spin away. Maone gets it. Nilo Rowe up to Lima. Plays it onto the running Rowe. Looks for Duncan. Duncan runs onto it. Battles with the Cruz. Duncan's going to win it in the box, and it'll be a penalty kick for the Colts. Duncan taken down inside the box, and the Colts have a chance.
Oh, this is exciting. I haven't seen a penalty kick in the regular season and the home, so this is going to be something new for me, and I think it's going to be Elizabeth Mayoni going to be able to kick it.
Mayoni to kick it. This has to go for the Colts. This has to hit the back of the net.
Yeah, what a story it would be if she gets the penalty kick, last possession goes to the Colts, and they score to tie it up. Wouldn't that be something like out of a fantasy book?
That's what we're looking for here. Mayoni lines it up. King bounces back and forth on the PK. Mayoni to kick. Into the back of the net. Lizzie Mayoni makes it 4-3.
Yeah, not sure how much time we have on the clock.
There cannot be much. There has to be a minute at most left in this game. We have had about 3 to 4 minutes already. The Colts have to get this ball and get this ball quickly. The Wolves are going to play it all the way back to their goalie. We know that's coming. This is going to get all the way back as the Wolves are going to have to just play some keep away, and they will. Bradley plays it up the field to Farrell. Rose wins that battle momentarily. Farrell goes the other way. Into the midfield. It's pulled away by Horn. Horn's got to win that battle. Baker into the corner to Farrell. The Colts have to win this as Rose wins that battle, kicks it out of play. It'll be into the corner. That's the worst spot for this ball to go. I can still hear producer Leo in the background, which means that a ball just went out of play one more time in the Jays game, and it's 11-0, by the way. That's not important to us right now. Colts and Algonquin Wolves 4-3.
Yeah.
With a couple minutes to go, the Wolves are going to throw this into the corner and try and play with it as Rowe kicks it out of play. That's going to waste more time. It goes over the fence.
Yeah, I'm not sure how much time is actually going to be added. You know, the Colts are very, very aggressive thus far. And maybe one last chance for them.
Colts have to win this. Lima's got to track this down. The Wolves play it to the far side. Takoff runs onto it and wins it. Miley Takoff. Here she goes. She plays that just out of her own reach and out of play. So the Colts will still get a chance. They have the ball. The referee just checking his wristwatch, so we cannot have much more than a couple seconds to go with Duncan to throw it in.
It's pretty safe to say this is the last possession.
Duncan's got to get this one into the box. The header's going to go out of play, and another Centennial throw-in. Get this ball into play and take possession. The referee's going to give you that chance to tie it up. As I say that, the Wolves are going to play it out momentarily. Duncan plays it back into the box. There's no Colts there, and it's going to go out of play. And that should do it, and it does. The Algonquin Wolves win it 4-3 against the Centennial Colts.
And I think they're celebrating, maybe clinching a second place in the rankings. So, you know, the Colts, they can keep their head up high. You know, a lot of good chances, especially in the second half. You would want to see them beat one of the top teams like Senegal or Algonquin, who did come up short. They have a lot to take in. I think one more game before the playoffs. So excellent plays from the defense, midfield, and especially Lily Culleton. You know, a lot of hard chances she's faced, but made some clutch saves to keep it a one-goal game. And this was, I believe, 4-0. If I'm not mistaken, and they just came back. They show they have resilience, and just like there, you know, possibly tying the game, and just a bit short. So we'll see them, I believe, Saturday or Friday against Lakehead Aurelia.
I'm gonna bring that back. Why not? I might as well. I'll go through both teams. Why not? The Centennial Colts will move to the Centennial Colts will move to 6-2 on the season. They will play their next game on Wednesday back here at Colts Pitch. They will take on the Lakehead Aurelia Thunderwolves. Game time will be at 6 o'clock for the women. The men will play at 8. Meanwhile, for the Algonquin Wolves, they will move to 8-1, move up into second spot, 2 games ahead of the Centennial Colts now. And their next game will be at home Saturday the 11th against the George Brown Huskies at 1 p.m. Finish, it was a great game today. Any final comments before I send it off?
Well, yeah, Jack, it's actually been an excellent game. Just had a question. Is this the last game of the season for both teams?
In which way? Which way do you mean there?
Algonquin.
So Algonquin has 2 more to go. They'll play George Brown, and then they have 1 more to follow. The Colts still have 3 to play, so there's tons more going on.
Okay.
They still have to play Lakehead, and I believe 2 to follow that. So the Centennial Colts have tons and tons of time to build that up. Of course, now you need somebody to upset somebody like the Algonquin Wolves. Somebody needs to beat a good seeded team for you to have a chance. But with that being said, you can't do much about it. The Colts unable to beat the Algonquin Wolves, a valiant effort to come back, and a 4-3 victory for Algonquin. With that being said, for Dinesh Shabar, my name's Jack Middleton, and for producer Leo Solar-Sandel, thank you for joining us on Coltsnet Live. We will see you back here on Wednesday.